saying that to Jeff. Yeah, I'm actually pretty shocked about your cards. But I did say at the beginning of the season that Kyler Murray was my dark horse MVP, and he actually looks like a dark horse MVP right now.
You know what? It's hard. I feel like it's hard to have him in that category just because like the Cardinals don't really pass all that much. Like Trey McBride's their leading receiver, and he's like averaging.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have a touchdown, does he? Or he has like one
He has
rushing?
one rushing touchdown, no receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, but
he's not even averaging over 200 passing yards a game, and he's not even rushing that much. So it's like,
I mean, I guess so.
it's hard.
I think he's just playing good football. Like
He
I think
is.
he's just being a smart guy. Like if he were to be averaging probably in that if he were to be averaging about 60 or 70 yards more a game, which I know that's a lot, maybe throw one more touchdown a game instead of that rushing touchdown, I think he'd be in the MVP conversation, no doubt about it. Also, they're leading the division, which is like right now is a kind of a shit, like it's a shit show division.
Yeah,
And it's a shock considering like the Seahawks started out hot.
Yeah,
49ers to the 49ers. Like it's actually a shocking thing that they're actually leading the division.
And the Rams are just riddled with injuries.
They're also not doing too bad either. Like they're actually
for how many injuries they've faced, and they're pretty good. That division's
like,
pretty wide open still. Like
like I feel like the defense, like they're not like superstars. It's just like a bunch of guys, just like, you know what, we're just gonna work hard, play great defense.
On the Rams or on the Cardinals?
No, on the Cardinals. That's what it feels like. There's not like a superstar where you're like, oh yeah, this guy makes a massive difference. It's more like
I think in my opinion, if anyone's going to get an award this season, it's going to be Jonathan Gannon on the Cardinals, because like kind of goes to what you said, Jeff. Like that defense, like Jonathan Gannon's a defensive minded coach. Obviously, he was the coordinator for the Eagles. But like, yeah, it's a testament to how like much camaraderie there is with like under him. And it's kind of funny because like even I was skeptical, like the off season going into like Jonathan Gannon's first season, like he kind of looked like a goofball. I didn't know how much promise he showed, but like, you know what, man, he's doing like light years more than what I like expected for his second season. Like I knew he was a good coach. I knew he was a like super defensive minded coach, and like there was potential there, but he's blowing it out of the water this season. It's exciting to see. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what did you guys think of the Washington and Philly game?
I don't understand the logic of rushing it 3 times when you're in field goal range.
Yeah, it was an
I think they should pick that one, but I don't know. Like it was weird that I'm like, oh, the first 2 times I'm like, all right, they're rushing it to kind of get in better position for the field goal. And then the third time, which I'm like, it's either they're passing it or they're going to try and kick it, which I assume they're going to kick it. And then they went for another rushing play. I'm like, this didn't work the first 2 times. Why are we trying it again? But
that's also mine. It's like, you're down 2.
Yeah.
Like, why not kick the field goal to take the lead? Like, I don't know.
Kicker he was doing nice.
Yeah, but in my head, it's like, why not put the pressure on their kicker, like on the Phillies kicker at the end of the game to kick a field goal? Yeah, their offense has been looking good and they've been driving all game and they've been like Saquon's obviously he could have a case for MVP, but I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to put yourself in the position to lead. Like, isn't that the whole point of a football game is to win, is to like be in front? And I get it, you go for it, and we don't have this conversation. If they get it, we don't have this conversation. Like if they get it and they go and score, we don't have this conversation. But Philly still has the full capacity to go back and score a touchdown. Like there's still time left in the game. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I think you just take the lead in that situation. Again, I'm not a head coach.
And like especially like their kicker, like Jake Elliott, missed already like 2 field goals that game. Like you can tell he was already rattled. Like you can see he was hoping it wouldn't have to go on him to win that game.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
I think that needs to be factored in to that decision too. Is their kicker doing good? No, like he wasn't. He wasn't doing good.
He's the third highest paid kicker in the league.
I honestly don't think he's that great, but I don't know.
He's only behind Justin Tucker and Harrison Butker, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and Harrison Butker is on IR now, and Justin Tucker is
He's
having
cooked
his
too.
statistically
Washed.
the
He's
worst
washed.
season ever. Yeah,
I told you. I've been telling you he's washed. He's done this. Like he's not doing it this year.
yeah. You can only be great for so long. Like
Yeah.
it's
He,
I
he's getting old.
I think it's kind of it was kind of a bizarre game for both quarterbacks. Like Jalen Hurts, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and there was not really any like relevance to the receivers for Philly. Like no one
Yeah.
really had a big game there. And then Jaden Daniels, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but they both didn't have too much yards. Jaden Daniels had 191 yards on the day, and then Jalen Hurts had 221 yards. Decent completion percentage, but it was just a like not a very offensive game for like two offensive heavy teams. You know what I mean?
also to add on to that. Like the game was a lot closer than
Yeah.
it led on until the fourth quarter when Saquon just kind of broke for that 40-something yarder and then scored another one on the drive after. Like it was
Mhm.
it was a closer game leading into like that third quarter at halftime too.
If
After halftime time.
if Saquon doesn't rush for 146 yards and average 5.6 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns, this is a different game.
Yeah.
I still think Eagles win, but
if
completely different game. It's going down to the
Mhm.
last possession.
I think
No, for sure.
if their kicker nailed both those kicks, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. But like, yeah, it was a bizarre game. I was expecting like just two offensive juggernauts going at it, but it wasn't really like that. I also Jaden Daniels. I think there's something to be said. He's kind of slowed down since like week since the Hail
I feel like
Mary.
it's an injury.
Since the
I
Hail
think it's an
Mary.
injury.
That's the word around town, though. It's
I feel like
and
it's the
like
injury that's causing something to go on that they're keeping hidden.
if we're looking at like I don't have them in front of me right now, but if we're looking at statistics too, and we're looking at actual games like touchdowns thrown and passing yards per game, is Drake May in the conversation now for the best quarterback of this draft?
I feel like you have to put Bo Nix before Drake.
Bo Nick, but like if
Hey,
we're exactly, but I'm saying like we thought 3 weeks ago that Jaden Daniels was our clear cut guy, which he's
Yeah.
still doing good. He's still doing all right, but he's not our clear cut guy. He's not the clear cut offensive rookie of the year. People were having him in the MVP discussions, which is
crazy.
like that,
Yeah.
which is a
that was
little bit
crazy
of
to me.
a little bit of
That
a
was
jump,
crazy.
but you
Yeah.
look at like Good Morning Football, for example. There's
Mhm.
people they're talking about MVP discussions, whereas
Astronomical glaze.
which is like,
Oh man.
but I mean, yeah, I'd say Isaac after that Hail Mary, which, to be fair, if he didn't complete that pass, that game is so below average for him.
Yeah,
Considering,
he didn't. Both him and Caleb were struggling that game.
yeah, and
Yeah.
if he doesn't complete that pass, he gets one less touchdown on the stat sheet and 50 less yards, and
And
it
the
looks
loss
like and a loss
to the Bears.
exactly. So it's like
I feel like
I don't know.
it the way the quarterbacks are performing this year, it comes down to coaching. Like I feel for Caleb Williams. Like he's been sacked over 20 times in the last 3 games. Like that's kind of insane. Like
Yeah, that pissed me off.
mind
Yeah.
you, he's holding the ball too long, but there is plays where like he doesn't have time to do anything. So
Mhm.
I don't know that offense. Like I don't know. So Shane Waldron, the OC for the Bears. I don't know if you guys saw that clip where JSN was asked like,
Oh, I saw it.
"Oh,
I saw it.
how do you think the Bears fare with Waldron as the OC?" He's like, "Is this live?" Good luck. It's like
Yeah.
that's
haven't
not
seen that.
promising for your
It's bad.
rookie
It's bad.
quarterback. Like
Yeah.
that no quarterback other than maybe Lamar Jackson and maybe Josh Allen, maybe Patrick Mahomes would perform well with that O line. You know what I mean? You can only do so much.
It's tough.
And even you look at it too. It's like you look at the top quarterbacks in the NFL. They're backed with a phenomenal coach. Lamar Jackson, Harbaugh. Josh Allen. What's the guy's name? Whatever.
Sean McDermott.
That guy.
I mean, questionable,
Patrick
but
Mahomes,
yes, he's a good coach.
Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. They're backed with at least above average coaches. And I mean, obviously Andy Reid's one of the best, but like I just feel for the guy. Like Chicago has been like such a loser team for so long, and the expectation was like way too high for this guy.
I seen this mock draft. Sorry, 1 sec, Jeff. I seen this mock draft, and it was so funny. And I'm not putting blame on Caleb Williams because I think he's a good quarterback, but they have all these picks next year, and they just took a quarterback with every pick, and they're like, one's got to hit.
That'd be hilarious, though.
It's just like, why not?
Yeah.
And then it's another testament to like what Bryce Young's been going through the last 2 years, or even like Anthony Richardson. Like, if you have like a solid foundation of like staff and a good head coach, good organization all around, that's going to set your quarterback up for success, like your rookie quarterback. Even look at the Packers. Like, they played the waiting game. Lamar Jackson sat for his first – I think he ended up playing like for injury, but sat for the first 10 games of the season. Patrick Mahomes sat for a year. Like, these quarterbacks should not be expected to come in and save a franchise.
No, if you have good culture, that's what it comes down to. Yeah,
that's what I come down to. Like, I'm all about them sitting for a bit. Like, I don't care even if they sit half the season. Like, they need to sit a bit, learn the system, learn the playbook, learn how NFL's run.
And then if you're gonna throw your quarterback in the wildfire, you got to do what the Bills did. You got to just let them suck for at least like 3 seasons.
Forever.
And just hope for the best. You're going to suck if you get rid of them, so you might as well just see what you got. And it turned out great.
Dude, everybody and their aunties thought that Josh Allen wasn't going to be the guy.
Dude, I vividly remember.
Specifically you, Isaac. You thought that Josh Allen was going to be the worst quarterback, sucked. And I was hopeful, but I have my doubts.
Dude, I vividly remember at your house, we were watching a Bills game, and you were like, he's got legs, like he's fast, he's just raw, like he's gonna be good.
He's got legs to a wolf.
Dude, it was like interception after interception. This is in his second season. I'm like, this guy sucks, but the Bills are patient. They played the waiting game with him and developed into like one of the top NFL quarterbacks.
Well, as a Bills fan too, because I watched every game, you just see these like little sparks of like, holy shit, what did I just see? Like, you just see these throws, and there's quarterbacks who actually like do that in the league. One of those quarterbacks, and I want to say, is Drake May. He's made some weird plays this year. Like, obviously he's not like going to be that guy who jumps from 0 to 1 real quick. But you look at some of his film and you're like, holy, like he made that throw, or like
I think like the most accurate NFL comparison for like drafts, Drake May was like, for whatever reason, always compared to Josh Allen, but like I can kind of see it because like Josh Allen's a great improviser, and Drake May showed plays where he's a phenomenal improviser too. Like that 0 second on the clock, like just bouncing around. I think it was like a 13-second play call.
The Ramondre Stevenson.
Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah, like that was a real improvised play.
And have you seen on that clip? Have you seen like the left guard what he did? He didn't touch a guy the entire play. he was just backstepping, trying to like block, looking over his shoulder, seeing where the quarterback was, and then just guys running by him while he's going like this. It was just like, what are you doing? But yeah, I agree. I think about 10 guys in the league, 8 guys in the league that could do that. Drake May's one.
Do you guys think he's going to be the best in that class?
I still have faith in Caleb Williams. They just have to figure out that coaching. Like they gotta find a regime, and they gotta stick and build with him.
I feel like Cliff is going there, but that's my take on it.
I think if Cliff went there as an OC, it would be phenomenal. But coming from a Cardinals fan, Cliff is not a head coach. He is not, and I honestly don't think he ever wants to be a head coach again.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he just loves calling plays, and that's all he loves doing.
Yeah, he's a great OC, horrible head coach.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think like for the most part, I think teams like had an understanding of development, and it's not going to happen right away. But I think how CJ Stroud like blossomed last year, and like how D'Amico Ryans turned that franchise around last season, I think it kind of put a lot of teams in like this, like, okay, well, this guy can do it. If we're drafting you this high, you should be able to too. And CJ Stroud's kind of an anomaly, historically speaking. You know, for
Well,
a rookie to start
I
day
think
one and blossom and make it to the playoffs first season from a franchise like the season before that was like an awful garbage team. It doesn't happen.
yeah, you don't see that a lot from like that bad to that good. But I do think you're right in terms like I think it's very toxic how the Texans took a team with it that was so bad and turned it around within 1 year. And yeah, you're right. They're going to be comparing that to different franchises and being like, okay, if they can do it, you can do it. Absolutely.
When that should be looked at as an outlier, because it is an outlier.
Yeah, but also like I think it was to be expected that CJ Stroud was going to not perform as good as it would underperform this year, just because of the sheer greatness that he did last year.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like he wasn't obvious. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league last year. Coming out of the draft, we didn't know if him or like if he was going to be the guy, but he turned out to be the guy. Took him to like week 3 and then performed well, went to the playoffs. But yeah, you got to expect some sort of sophomore slump after a season like that. So I don't know. I think quarterbacks, especially with the quarterbacks who come out really hot, I think you'd want to kind of let them cool off and keep them going throughout the next seasons. Personally,
yeah, I agree. Like looking at what the Colts did with the Anthony Richardson situation. Like they benched him for a couple weeks. Hopefully that kind of helps his development a bit, kind of like help him learn behind Joe Flacco for a little bit, because I feel like he's too raw. He's just getting thrown in there every time. He's not really ready. You can tell like he doesn't really understand how the game's working yet. So hopefully that kind of helps him in his development, but
you think
he kind of has to get up there.
Yeah, you think it screws up his head, like benching him and starting him and all of that?
I think he has one more bench.
You think so?
If he gets benched one more time, then he's done.
I actually don't think so, just because of all in the media, like Anthony Richardson, he seems like very enlightened about the whole situation, and I think it was a blessing that Flacco performed as bad as he did, because it kind of showed like it's not all Richardson. Like there's other issues here, whether it's the play call, whether it's Michael Pittman looking like he's a junior varsity receiver out there, like whatever the case may be, it's not just the quarterback. So yeah, I honestly, I think it was good just because there was like so much turmoil in that kind of Colts offense, like with Richardson subbing himself out because he was tired. Like that's not a good look. I think he just needed a reset, 2-game reset. Flacco did absolutely nothing, threw 6 interceptions in those 2 games. Not a good look for the Colts. Not a good look for him. But it kind of made it look like, okay, maybe Richardson wasn't the entire problem. And also, I don't know if you guys saw that clip of Josh Downs, but he was basically like, well, AR is going to be coming back soon. I mean, Flacco's 40, and he's getting old. Like he's not going to be here long, so AR is going to be back soon. And this is like 2 weeks ago, so like it's obvious the team wants him back. So
yeah, the Kevin O'Connell and Joe Flacco were in the same draft class.
Really?
The quarterback or the
That's
I didn't
crazy,
realize that too until the Vikings played the Colts.
Yeah.
And after the game they met up and O'Connell was just like, retire. Like it's okay, man. Just retire. He's like, what are you doing out here?
You got a family, man. You already have a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, it's you have a ring. What are you paying for?
You're not getting another one, man.
No.
Yeah.
No. Not as a starter. Like
No. He's not. You have to get. Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah.
in history ever that he's going to get another Super Bowl. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Get traded to the Chiefs for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's his only hope now.
That's funny.
What on earth is happening in the NFL with kickers? Like, what is going on with kickers? Even Tyler Bass. Like, dude.
With the injuries or the play?
The play.
Just all around kickers, I agree. I don't think. I guess I'm biased because obviously, like, I'm not a kicker, but it can't be that hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like
all you do in practice is kick field goals, and like you've been withstanding pressure your whole life from being a kicker. It's like none of these kickers in the NFL have made a big time kick in their life.
Yeah.
So kind of playing on that, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I played soccer. I kicked a few times. Like I actually kicked a few times. So the thing I find is, like, I don't know if these guys are practicing in like different environments, or if they're just practicing when it's like the perfect day. Because I feel like some of them like don't understand how wind works. Some of them don't understand positioning. Like some of them are kicking out there like an average Joe guy kicking out there that's slightly better. Like they're kicking like not like a guy that you brought off the street, but a guy that's like, you know what, you kicked once in high school, get out there kind of thing. Like it feels like they don't understand certain things.
But also the turnover for kickers too is like, if your kicker misses a couple times, he's gone.
It's the most volatile job in the NFL.
There's no adversity. There's no adversity you're facing.
If you miss, like, if Jake Elliott wasn't one of the highest paid kickers, he would have been gone this week.
Exactly, yeah.
But Greg Sirloin still has a job, and he's been god awful all year.
He only has a job because of Aaron Rodgers. That's the only reason.
Like, it's so crazy, man.
Like, I can see Greg Zuerlein being gone next year for the Jets.
Even it's funny too, because it's like Jake Bates, like, he hasn't missed a field goal this year, but those 2 kicks that he hit in that Houston game just barely made it, dude. Like, barely. Like, and don't get me wrong, he cleared it. Like, those both of them kicks looked like he would have hit like from 60 yards out.
From 65,
like,
they looked good.
But like, still, the accuracy wasn't. Like, he's very lucky that both of them made it through.
It didn't even leave the hash. Like, he kicked it on that hash. It didn't even leave the hash. It just went straight. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. But, I mean, hey, like, even the Tyler Bass situation kind of sums it up perfectly. Because, like, you could be – like, he hasn't been a good kicker this year.
But when he started, he was looked at as like, oh wow, this guy's good, you know.
Yeah, and then it was since he missed that field goal against Kansas City last year in the playoffs. Ever since then, I think he's been in his head. Thank God he hit that winner, that 59-yard game winner.
That was huge.
If he would have missed that, I think he would have been cut. I think he would have been gone.
But it's kind of scary, like even like for him, or as a Bills fan, or as a Bills coach, like, you got to wonder, like, what if we're at the same position in the playoffs again, where we need this guy to hit a kick? Is he going to whiff it in the playoffs? Like, it's just.
But at this point, because he's been there now, like, he's already been there, and he's been in the moment. So hopefully he can learn from his losses and kick the field goal. But at the same time, it's like, you're right, it's the most volatile position in the NFL, and it's hard to find a good kicker these days.
Plus, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like, I find like a lot of the kickers that come out, they'll have like a season, maybe 2, of like, man, this guy's like one of the best kickers in the league, and then they just fall off so hard. Like, Tyler Bass went through it. Evan McPherson's been one that pissed me off.
Yeah, because, dude, his first season,
like his first season, he was like one of the top 3.
Daniel Carlson, another guy that was
Carlson.
And like, now who's that
the Browns
guy?
kicker? Yeah, exactly. Like they have
Hopkins.
like such a high peak of a season, and then like they're just like they can't hold off. So like obviously that's why Justin Tucker is obviously one of the best.
Jake Moody was looked at as like one of the best kicking prospects ever.
Right?
He stinks, dude. He almost lost San Fran the game, man. Dude, that guy couldn't hit anything. Like,
no,
Debo thinks the exact same.
Dude, like, I don't blame him.
Dude,
It was justified.
What on earth happened on the sideline for Debo Samuel to punch the long snapper in the face?
Yeah. Dude tried to take two out with one hit.
Yeah.
He tried to get the follow through in with Moody there.
Like,
And even
And then
injuries
Moody's
too.
hold.
It's like these
Yeah,
guys are getting injured left and right. How on earth are you getting
yeah.
injured? You
yeah.
They don't. You know what it is? They don't stretch.
It must be because it's
That
funny.
stretching program must suck for the NFL
All,
kickers.
all they have to do, and granted, I'm not an NFL kicker, but all they have to do is kick field goals in practice. I've been around enough high level football practices. All they
Yeah.
do is kick field goals and then stretch. That's all you
Yeah.
do. That's it. You don't work on tackling. You don't run through offensive plays. You kick and you stretch. And
Mhm.
then after practice, when you go recover, all you need to do is recover your legs. It's not like you're tackling up about. All you need to do is recover your legs.
Yeah.
So their day consists of eating food, kicking, stretching, and recovering their legs. And then somehow you still get the injury. I get if you get ran into, that probably hurts with that motion. Or like your plant leg, if you get that gets ran into, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But like all these like non-contact injuries are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I think the best prospects for NFL kickers is guys that like had a really good shot in soccer, like real powerful
I think so.
shot in soccer.
That's what I think.
And then like teams caught wind of them and they did the transition like a Brandon Aubrey because like when you're growing up and you like love football so much to the point where like a missed field goal that costs you the loss and you lose the game, like that really hurts. Like you could tell that Tyler Bass, he was beat up over that. Brandon Aubrey, he didn't grow up watching NFL football.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
But he's nailing every single kick.
But he's
Honestly,
also in a position. Go ahead, Jeff.
Sorry, if I'm a scout, like if I'm an NFL like scout and I'm looking for new talent, I'm probably just going to Europe and scouting these random soccer guys that like aren't really stars, but like, you know what, this guy's a powerful shot. Let me try him out a bit.
Yeah.
I'm looking on the bench in the Premier League and saying, hey, you want to get paid more than you're getting paid right now?
I'm going to like the Bundesliga minor league, like Bundesliga.
Yeah.
There's got to be like some like just monster kicks out there that just don't make the field.
Yeah.
Also, Isaac, going back to your point with Brandon Aubrey, he's in such a great position too now because even if he misses a field goal, he's on the fucking Cowboys right now. So who cares?
Who cares?
Like, if
this
he
is his
misses
perfect
a field
season
goal,
to suck now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he makes any field goals for the rest of the year. To be honest, nobody's watching a Cowboys game.
So, also, going on with the Cowboys, did you guys see Jerry Jones and CD's comments?
No.
Yeah, talking about with the curtains.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I didn't see what Jerry said. I just saw what CD said. But it was so blatantly obvious that like you couldn't see. Like it wasn't CD's fault.
No, that would have been a routine touchdown for CD. But Jerry basically said, "Suck it up and play football." That's basically along the lines of what he said.
What a stupid design! What an awful design.
Just looking into this, because like I'm like, why would you decide this? He's like, oh, it's home field advantage, which I'm like, okay, that's one stupid. The second part is they have curtains or something to block the sun.
Yeah.
During other events, so it's not like it's not a thing that's already there. It's just like they literally just leave it open just to leave it open.
Yeah, and Jerry, I'm not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure you flip sides every game, every quarter.
Imagine the Cowboys at halftime. You just see the curtains; they're just switching. They're just like this.
Yeah. They're just casually going up and down all the game.
Yeah. I don't know. Jerry's like, he said something like, well, why don't we just tear it down and build a whole new field? It's not that serious, Jerry.
I'm like, man,
close the curtains. Yeah.
Dude, I would be so annoyed playing for the Cowboys listening to that guy. Like, I would be so irritated.
He's just so, oh my God.
Kind of off topic, but on the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think there is a more sure lock that Ashton Genty goes to the Cowboys. I don't think there's any more of a lock. Like, if there's a betting odd for that, I'm placing it.
Probably.
The only way that he doesn't is if a team takes Genty like earlier. But if you're looking at like the other teams that are struggling, that are going to have a high draft pick, they're not going running back. I feel like most teams have an established running back that need help on the O-line, help on the defense, help in other areas, like even like skill positions. So
I agree with you in the minds of a regular person. But the fact that they have Jerry Jones as their owner makes me.
It's not gonna happen.
That's like that percentage that you never know what's going to happen. Because in my mind, in the offseason, you look at Derrick Henry and you're like, oh, okay, that's a perfect fit for the Cowboys. They need a running back. Derrick Henry, make it happen. But on the other side of that coin, you don't need to pay. You don't need to pay rookies that much. Well, you take them in the first round, you pay them a little bit, but so we'll see. I do agree though. That's probably the shoe that fits the most in the draft. Looking at that right now.
The only thing
I have
is,
a
though,
dark horse team with though.
is even if Derrick Henry went to the Cowboys, like Derrick Henry doesn't fit that offense nearly as well as he fits the Ravens offense. Like,
yeah, but you wouldn't like hindsight's always 20/20. You look at it now and you're like, oh yeah, well he's leading the league in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns. Of course that's a perfect fit. But you never know what he would have looked like if he went to Dallas, if Dallas stayed healthy, right? If you have a good run game, your pass game opens up that much more. Or if you don't have a good run game, which Dallas doesn't have a good run game, you have to rely on your pass game. That's an easier team to defend now.
I just think it's hard to compare because we have like Tony Pollard. He's actually doing quite well in Tennessee this year. He struggled in that Dallas offense last year. And
was that due to injury or was that due to Dallas? Because he was coming off an injury.
And also, Henry's a lot better of a running back than Pollard.
But I'm just saying,
yeah.
I know I'm not comparing the two, but I'm just saying last year Gus Edwards was averaging 4.3 yards a carry in that Ravens offense.
Yeah.
Gus Edwards is nothing special. He's making $300,000 on the Chargers right now this season.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to counter that, I would just say that the Ravens the Ravens are probably the most run-heavy offense in the league.
It's a perfect situation for Derek.
So I think yeah, especially if you throw a two-headed monster back there, you got to worry about Lamar, and then you have Derrick Henry to worry about. That's obviously the thing that elevates them to that next level. But I just think the Cowboys need that running game. Going back to your point, I think they're probably going to take Jonty from Boise State. Probably.
I mean, the Cowboys are going to probably have a top 10 pick, so.
If they were smart, they would just make sure they get a top 10 pick.
You know what? If I'm the Cowboys, I'm playing Trey Lance the rest of the season just to guarantee a good pick.
Honestly.
Just to see what you have with him, too. Like, that guy was a top 3 pick once upon a time.
Yeah, once upon a time.
That was a big mistake, too. But
yeah. What do you guys think we get into our locks and sleepers of the week?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll let you guys go.
Okay, I'll go lock and sleeper to start. Lock Lions against the Jags.
That's the easiest lock of all time.
I'm taking
Trevor Lawrence isn't even playing.
So yeah, to clear it out though, we are restarting the locks and sleepers sort of scoreboard we have, and it's just information. A win for a lock is a point. A win for a sleeper is 2 points.
Yeah, that was 2.
Yeah, we'll go 2. A win for a sleeper is 2 points. So we'll keep track from here on out, considering it's pretty much half of the season's over. So my lock is the Lions. My sleeper is the Bengals against the Chargers.
Really? They're not that. I guess based on the record, yeah, they're probably not favored.
Honestly, I don't hate it. I was kind of with that one too.
Yeah, I just think that Cincy's offense is pretty explosive, and I mean, the Chargers the Chargers are averaging like 20 points a game allowed, which is pretty awesome. But I don't know, it seems like a trap game to me. I think if Cincy connects or clicks, I think it could be a high scoring game. But I just don't see LA keeping up in terms of scoring. So that's why it's my sleeper. And then lock's pretty self-evident. I don't think I need to explain that one.
Lions lose, but it's the NFL.
I'll go next. My sleeper is I'm taking Chicago to beat the Packers.
Nice.
Not necessarily thinking that their offense is going to turn it around, but I think Chicago's defense is going to smother Jordan Love. And Jordan Love hasn't looked great this year. He hasn't he's up there with interceptions with Patrick Mahomes and the rest of them. So Actually, I think Jordan Love is leading the league in interceptions, which is kind of crazy to think about. But,
Is he really? I'm gonna have to look
and
that one up.
he missed 2 weeks this year, which is kind of crazy.
Okay.
So, yeah, Chicago's
That is
defense
crazy.
is still top 10 defense in the league without question, arguably top 5. And it's a divisional game, so they can go either way.
First divisional game for Chicago this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow, that's great. It took 11 weeks. Jeez.
Yeah, so it's the first time in a while, and it happened twice this year because this is Pittsburgh's first divisional game as well.
And I have the same lock as Connor. I mean, that's the easiest lock ever. Jacksonville's going to lose to Detroit.
Jacksonville's going to win to Detroit because we're all going to pick it as a lock.
Yeah. See, I felt like this was somehow my trap, so I didn't even pick the lines, actually.
Jeff's sleeper is the Jags.
No, I'm not that
He's
brave.
playing chess.
I'm not that bold.
Yeah.
I'm not that bold.
That's hilarious.
So my lock is the Texans.
That was my next one.
Texans versus Cowboys. I don't. It doesn't matter if Cooper Rush is out there or Trey Lance, whoever. I can't see them competing with the Texans and keeping up. And then the Texans defense is actually good, so I feel like there's gonna be a sack fest back there.
Nico's back too.
Yeah, Nico's back too. Which I'm glad he's back. I'm like, this is the week where he's like, you could have took this week off if you really wanted to, but it's a nice warm up game for him.
Yeah.
And then my sleeper is going to be the Falcons. So
against Denver?
Yeah, Falcons against Denver. I'm still hesitant on this one because Falcons burned me before, but I feel like they're riding hot right now. Like they've been pretty good. Last week against the Saints where they lost, like it was kind of like one of those games where it's like a toss up. They always somehow lose one to the Saints, and that was the one they lost. So I think the Falcons take Broncos. As much as the Broncos have been like a better team in terms of recently, I think Falcons are still good.
My only say on that, and I was actually making a slip earlier. I put a couple teams together. My only thing on the Falcons is that they're going to Denver, and I feel like Denver plays a lot better at home.
That part worries me.
And but other than that, I mean, I think I'm actually looking forward to watching that game. I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
I think so.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
A little off topic here. I was so frustrated last Sunday. Saturday, literally, the Texans said they're not worried about Nico. He's going to play. So, So what do I do? I dropped Demarcus Robinson to pick up, I think it was Alec Pierce because Michael Pittman was out. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll get Michael Pittman's replacement. So I dropped Demarcus Robinson. And then Sunday comes around. After all of the other games are over, Nico Collins out at like 7:30 at night. I'm like, great. Who do I play now? I can't even go pick up Demarcus Robinson because I dropped him yesterday. Dude, I had to play Tutu Atwell, and I lost. so pissed, man. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, so frustrating.
It is frustrating. I mean, with Nico, I can't wait to get him back. I have him in 2 of my leagues, but it's been frustrating in the whole news, and then it's been a shit show trying to find his replacement because I don't have a lot of receivers, and it's like, and then I had Williams from the Lions, and then he gets suspended for 2 games.
He's a dummy.
Guy's a freaking coward. He just anyway. I think I had Odunze starting at one point, which is just
that's a shot in the dark.
Like, what are you doing?
That is a shot, yeah.
Dude, I think the best trade I made was trading Xavier Worthy away for Rachaad White a few weeks ago. Dude, Xavier Worthy's been like a ghost. Like I don't know where he's been, but he has done absolutely nothing since Rice has been out.
He's had so much opportunity to do something this year. He's done nothing.
I actually think I'm not going to credit to the Bills because the Chiefs made the pick. But I think the Bills did make the right choice not drafting him at 28. I think Keon obviously fits the offense better, but I don't think Worthy's going to be like everybody was comparing him to Tyreek because he's fast and all this. I don't think he's NFL. Yeah, I don't think he's NFL caliber.
Dude, I wish the Bills drafted Ricky Pearsall instead, though. Man,
He's sick.
dude.
He's a pretty sick guy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have got shot either. He would have been in a different place.
Would have been in a different place. And dude,
He would have been eating buffalo wings. That's what it is.
Yeah. He wouldn't have got shot in Buffalo. No fan would have allowed that.
No. They would have thrown themselves at the bullet.
Exactly. They'd throw a table at the bullet.
Yeah.
Dude, Ricky Pearsall, like he looks NFL ready. Like his route running, his run after catch, his catch radius. Like he's a big body, dude. He looks like a more complete Keon Coleman. That's white with tattoos.
So like they have such an interesting situation out there too. Like San Fran gave Ayuk this big contract, and then like Jennings has been blowing up, and then Pearsall's another one.
They don't even really need
next
him.
year. I think. Like at this point, I'm like, why do you even have Ayuk? Like they should have just let him go.
They should have traded him when he had the chance. Now you're tied.
Yeah.
Like
I think Debo's gonna leave.
I think so too, but I don't think he should have been the one to leave. I think it should have been Ayuk.
No, I think so too. I think they should have got rid of Ayuk. I think they should have sold high. I think they could have got a lot for Ayuk, but or at least let him go somewhere else, whatever it is. But I guess obviously you don't know what you have. Yeah, Jennings just comes out of nowhere and becomes a wide receiver one randomly when everybody's hurt. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I've always thought Debo is a product of the environment that he's been in since he's been drafted. And I feel like San Fran has been like the best place for him because they've kind of molded him into like a hybrid player. I mean, he's not as much of a running back as he once was, but like I feel like San Fran has always utilized him in the best way possible. I don't know if teams can emulate what Kyle Shanahan's been able to do with Debo. I feel like San Fran's the absolute perfect spot for him, and I really don't know if it translates to other teams. I don't know if that's a hot take, but it'd be interesting to see.
It would have to be a team that like is from the Kyle Shanahan like coaching tree for it to like work out well with Debo going somewhere else.
I could see Debo going to like. Obviously, this would be ridiculous. Debo and KC would do well.
Yeah, I
think any. I mean, look at DeAndre Hopkins last week.
Yeah, that's true. But I agree, Isaac. You look at Debo and like he doesn't look like a standalone receiver. You know what I mean? No. He just looks like not in a rude way. He looks like a tool you can use.
Yeah,
but he just looks like you can put him anywhere, and San Fran has done that phenomenally. But looking like maybe the Rams, I think he maybe can do good on the Rams.
But the Rams don't really need another receiver.
But the Rams don't need another receiver, exactly. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with San Fran and their offense. But eventually, you got to pay Purdy. So like
that would be interesting for him to go to, which like I honestly just thought of it. Like, what if he went to like the Broncos or somewhere?
That wouldn't be too bad. I don't think Debo would ever approve of it though.
No, like I don't think he'd want to go there.
If he had no say, maybe.
If he had no say, maybe.
But like Denver's in this weird spot where they have a rookie quarterback that's like kind of overperforming expectation, and they have a lot of older guys like Cortland Sutton's not getting any younger. Like they're kind of in like this weird like they're good, but like they're rebuilding, but they've got older veterans in the mix. So it's like, are they competing? Like they're just kind of like in the middle. They're in a weird spot. But yeah, that would be interesting. Because I think this season has like perfect example going back to what we were talking about, like rookie quarterbacks, like kind of needing that foundation of coaching and a good staff behind them. Sean Payton, he's kind of an arrogant prick, but he is a phenomenal coach. And Bo Nix goes to say Carolina, for example. Sorry, Jeff. Like, I don't see the same success. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
So yeah. What? Unless you guys want to touch on anything else, I got a little.
I got some more results from last week.
Oh right, yeah. Let's hop into those.
So,
did we get updated from the weeks we missed?
Yeah.
What's our total?
So our total record right now is 89 wins, 63 losses.
That's pretty good.
So we've been killing it.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Week 9, the week we missed, was 11-5. So that was
Dude, we miss all the
really,
weeks
we were
that we
hot.
do really good.
I know.
Okay, stop the
It's kind of
podcast.
funny.
Stop it.
Yeah, we're not doing
Yeah,
one next
yeah.
week, guys. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, literally. So we were hot last on week 9. Week 10 was like even record 7-7, but like there's a lot of random like upset games that kind of threw us off. So, but no, we've been pretty good with it.
Sweet.
Good.
Not too shabby.
Mm-hmm.
So this segment I got at the end here, Jeff and Connor are gonna guess these Madden ratings without knowing the rating, obviously. So
Are these random players or actually like players that actually matter in the game?
they're like known players,
Okay.
but like Madden's ratings are.
I've played Madden long enough to, I think, like.
You think so?
I might be shooting myself
Yeah.
in the foot, but I think I know what to
Jeff,
expect.
do you play Madden?
I play quite a bit. I haven't played the last 2 though.
Okay.
'Cause, like
Yeah, I haven't played at all this year, so.
nothing's changed. So I'm kind of getting annoyed with like the same kind of layout. I've been on like NCAA. That one's been my game, but
Yeah, that one just came back fresh, so that one's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
All right, so the first player that I'm going to have you guys guess is Nick Chubb. What do you guys think Nick Chubb's overall is?
88.
I was gonna go 85.
85?
Yeah,
He's a 94.
Jeez.
94.
94.
I guess you gotta
Jeez.
respect Nick Chubb, but like, wow, that's
Yeah.
high.
Okay, all right.
So we'll do it at a little game. So Connor was technically closer. So Connor's got 1 point right
Yeah.
now. First
All right, all good.
first to 5 points wins.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so the next player is Stephon Diggs. What do you guys think Stephon Diggs' overall is?
I'll go first this one. I think Stephon Diggs is probably a 90.
I'm gonna say 91.
Stephon Diggs is a 91 overall.
Let's
Oh
go.
my gosh. Oh damn.
That's crazy.
I knew
What
it
a
was gonna be like
snipe.
low 90s.
What a
It
snipe.
was a snipe.
Okay, so this guy just got an upgrade. What overall do you think Derek Stingley Jr. is? Cornerback for Houston.
He just got an upgrade.
Connor, you go first.
Yeah. So he's been doing all right, but like he was a rookie. He was a rookie last year or the year before.
He was a rookie 2 years ago. He was in the Sauce Gardner draft.
I'm gonna say 84.
I'm gonna say 87.
He is an 88 overall. So
Ah.
Jeff's got 1 point. So he was an 87. He just got a +1. So Jeff, you would have been
Okay.
right last week.
All right.
Okay. So the next player I'm going to have you guys guess. What overall do you guys think Kyle Juszczyk's overall is?
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. I think I got this one.
I think it's Jeff's turn.
I'm gonna give him a solid 80.
80.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him like an 88.
Connor's on the money. He's an 88 overall.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
From what?
Because he's a fullback.
Dude, they
that's
just
why.
do nothing.
Oh my God.
He was good.
Yeah.
I nothing, but like, come on.
He's really good at blocking, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess like this guy has 99 blocking everything. I guess.
If you're a fullback and you catch a pass in the NFL, you're automatically over an 85 fullback.
So the
Jeez.
stats are, the score is 3 Connor, 1 Jeff. The next player, what overall do you think J.C. Horn is? Con, you're first.
Okay, I'm going to say J.C. Horn is an 83 overall.
I'm gonna give J.C. Horn a 90.
So, Con, what was yours?
83.
Oh, he's an 86. Con's technically closer.
Oh
go.
no!
It's 4-1.
Let's go.
So good.
Okay. Man, Jeff, you lost your own guy, man. Come on. That's your
See, I
your
thought he
boy.
was better than Derek Stingley, so I was like going off of that. But
Realistically,
yeah.
I actually am a big Stingley fan, but I think Jay-Z Horn is better than Stingley. Like, I just think he plays for a
was my
shitty
logic
team.
of it. That's what I thought. I'm like, you know what? He plays for a shit team. He's probably better overall. So that's why I was kind of bumping up to 90. But
That's not how Madden thinks.
I know Madden doesn't think logically.
Okay, so Jeff, I think you're going here.
All right, I gotta have to have a comeback now.
What overall do you think Joey Bosa is?
Oh, Joey Bosa's probably like a. I'm gonna say. I want to say 97.
97.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta go 98 now.
98. Dude, he's an 86.
Oh,
Jeff's alive. Jeff's alive.
Whoa. Oh shit.
What?
How was he that? How did he drop?
I mean,
so
to
hard?
be fair, the guy's barely played the last like 4 years. Like, he's always injured. When he plays, he's
I
good.
get it, but what? Yeah, that's what. Oh, wow. Okay.
Unless you guys were thinking Nick Bosa, but Joey Bosa is an 86.
Oh, I was thinking.
Oh,
I
it
was
was probably
thinking Nick Bosa.
Yeah, that was my fault.
So Joe,
I'm a moron.
Yeah.
I mean, when it kept Jeff alive. So Jeff,
Hey, it's
I
fine.
did.
It's fine. I'll take
I was
the
thinking
horrible way.
Nick the whole way. Nick's got to
Yeah,
be up there.
definitely thinking Nick.
what overall do you guys think Alvin Kamara is? So, Con, you're first.
86.
86. Okay.
89.
Con wins. He's an 85 overall.
Well,
I knew
after
you-
last season.
Dude, I don't
I knew you
understand.
were low,
This
but-
is crazy.
How?
They heavily underrate Alvin Kamara for no
How,
reason.
though? This guy was like one of the top guys last year.
I know.
Okay, let's just do one more for fun, because I
Right.
just think this is hilarious. There's two more that I want. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna save them for next episode because this is fun, and I'm gonna eventually run. I don't want to run out of people, but like, dude, there's.
Well, the NFL has a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know, but some of these ratings are just awful, like awful. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's
Wait,
hilarious.
hold on. Quick question before you get off. Alvin Kamara's in 85. What's Jamal Williams? Because if the guy's anywhere near him, this is bullshit.
Let's see. What's your guys' guesses for Jamal Williams?
Like 78, 76.
I was going like 74.
He's a 75, so they got him pretty good.
Okay. All right.
But like I feel like in past Maddens, they like Jamal Williams for some reason would be like an 81. Like,
yeah, that's what like.
they always like just ran, like they just keep players like high. Like they'll have like
Especially,
a free agent that like was good like 3 years ago, still an 83 overall, and it's like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
let's do what.
like, yeah, remember that year he scored like 18 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Yeah, back in 08? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I wonder what Michael Thomas's overall is.
Oh, his-
94.
Oh, he's not
drop
even in
card.
the game.
Yeah,
He's a
no.
free agent.
Yeah. He's a free agent.
But yeah, that concludes episode 15, guys. So
All right. Sweet.
yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm coming off a night shift, but it was a good episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could you guys tell us coming off nights or?
No. You're
No, not
full
at
of
all.
energy.
Sweet. All right. I'll hopefully our locks hit today. Watch the game's over. So we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
If the Lions lose, it's definitely because you guys cursed them.
If the Lions lose, Jeff's starting off on a good foot because me and Con
I'm
taking the L.
I'm gonna go throw $10 on the Jags just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. None of your bets hit.
Exactly. I'll throw it on the Jags so that way we get the
Oh,
Lions.
I see what you're saying. The night shift's coming in.
I'm
All right,
hedging.
Strong hedge.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
All right,
All right.
see ya.
See ya.